I have a fence line on the east side of this Nevada property where the BLM open range begins. My quarter-horse Duke has lived behind that fence for 9 years, and the open range has always been just the view from his side of it. Last October, during the fall gather season, a small band of wild Mustangs pushed further west than usual looking for water and came within sight of my property. The band stopped about 200 yards out. Duke was at the east fence already, head up, completely still, in a way I hadn't seen from him before. Over the next hour, one horse separated from the band, a dark bay stallion, rough-coated, the kind of lean that comes from actual wild living. He came to the fence line alone and stopped about 10 feet out. Duke didn't move. The stallion didn't move. They stood on opposite sides of that fence for 2 hours in the late afternoon light, just looking at each other. No aggression, no calling, nothing that looked like threat or fear from either of them. Just two horses standing at the boundary between two completely different lives, reading each other in whatever way horses read things that words don't reach. The band moved on before dark. The stallion went with them. Duke stood at that fence until it was fully dark, and I called him in. He came when I called, but he looked back twice on the way to the barn, which is not something Duke does. I have thought about that afternoon more times than makes practical sense, about what those two horses understood about each other across that fence, about what Duke made of a life that looked like his in every physical way, but had never had a gate or a feed bucket or a name, about what the stallion made of a horse that had all of those things and stood behind a fence looking out at open range he would never walk across. I don't know what passed between them that afternoon. I just know that something did, and that Duke stood at that fence until it was too dark to see anything, and then came inside and was quiet for the rest of the night in a way he hadn't been before and hasn't been since.